5 reasons why Disney Speedstorm will not be shutting down. Number 1, it's free on every single platform and soon to be mobile. Because we know this game is coming to mobile, without a doubt, there's no reason to even think about shutting this game down before they see what the mobile release looks like. Disney Speedstorm is a pay-to-win game, and players that like pay-to-win games are on mobile. Therefore, when they launch on mobile, anybody playing on console will go to mobile, and they possibly will be able to gain more audience over there. Number 2, Disney Speedstorm has addictive qualities. Because Disney Speedstorm is a mobile game, the addictive qualities in the game isn't typical of a console game. The addictive qualities in the game is typical of a mobile game. This means collections. People want to collect as many as possible. This means stats. People want to max out all their characters. This means being overpowered, the pay-to-play aspect. People love winning races because they're stronger, they're faster, and no one can do anything about it. It's not skill-based, it's more focused on your stats. Players who have more on their account or have higher levels have more fun with Disney Speedstorm. The further you get into Disney Speedstorm, the more addictive it becomes because now you're having more fun when you're not really having more fun. It just seems like it. That is a mobile game for you. Number 3, it makes players feel way more skilled than they actually are. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Again, mobile games do this. They make players feel really good because players that play mobile games generally don't have a lot of time to play mobile games, right? They usually have a lot of stuff going on, or they just don't like putting in effort. Some people just don't like effort. In that respect, Disney Speedstorm does the same thing. It makes you feel way more skilled than you are. It is a pay-to-win game, and a lot of the characters and abilities and whatnot, the game is very unbalanced in that way. So really, when you have more stats, you're not just faster, you're stronger, your abilities are bigger, like everything about you gets overpowered. And you may feel like, oh, I'm getting better, I'm winning more races, when in actuality, that's not the case. You just have more stats. Again, that's not a bad thing, but that's one of the things that appeal to its player base. Number 4, and this one's probably the most important, players don't actually care about the quality of the game, players care about the content within the game. Whenever you hear players complain about anything, and it's a lot of players as a whole, it's usually about something Gameloft didn't give them or something that they should receive because of XYZ. Very rarely you'll hear people complain about the real issues with the game. This is why Disney Speedstorm appears to be one of the best kart racers out there, but in reality, there's no competition. No one's trying to be the best kart racer. Because if they did, they would take a lot of the limelight from Disney Speedstorm. Disney Speedstorm really isn't that great of a game. If you strip away the characters, and I've said this before, you're really left with a lot of buggy, glitchy mess. Things are unbalanced, the game is glitchy, the game is laggy. Really what players are seeing and experiencing is the imagination of Disney Speedstorm. The fact that, oh, I imagine a Disney character in a kart racing, it's so cool. But in reality, the game itself is actually really horrible. But remember, the audience likes mobile games. You don't need a quality game to be a good mobile game. You just need an addictive quality. That's what Disney Speedstorm has, and right now, Gameloft is knocking it out the park. Number 5, Gameloft just doesn't shut down Disney games. What they'll usually do, and I've talked about this before, I researched all 30 plus of their games. They actually removed some of it from their site, ironically, but I've researched all of their games, and one thing that they'll do, especially with Disney games, is they will just stall it out. They'll just stall out the updates. They'll make each season last longer. What we've noticed with Disney Speedstorm right now is that not only do we have delays in season, but they want to break up the season into approximately 1 month. They most likely are going to make it a month and some change, or 2 months altogether. Again, choices like this no one cares about. No one really cares about the quality of the game, and those who actually care about the game not being buggy, the game not lagging, the game not glitching, the game being unbalanced, the game being unfair, the game being too pay to win, those players left because there's really nothing in Disney Speedstorm. It's pretty much the same loop over and over again, and players who expect to see games improve over time have already noticed that's not the case with this game. The game's goal is to release more characters so you have more to buy, you have more to upgrade, and hit those addictive qualities for the players. Disney Speedstorm is not meant for players who want a competitive experience. It's really only meant for players who want to have an imagination of racing a Disney character in a kart. That's literally the goal of Disney Speedstorm, and that's what they've accomplished. They already understand the quality of the game doesn't matter. It's really just about the content, which is why every time there is an uproar, it's really only about what players are not getting, or what they should be receiving, or what costs too much. It's really just about the content, not the quality of the game. You'll see the same players play ranked, you'll see the same players play limited events and stress out and be upset and be so angry, but they don't really focus on, let's improve that aspect of Speedstorm. They just kind of bite their teeth and get through it and do it over and over and over again. This is why the game won't shut down, because it's too addictive and players are stuck. They feel like they have to play, whether it be because you spent a lot of money, whether it be because you spent a lot of time, whether it be because you feel like this is the only game that you're good at. There are just way too many addictive qualities, especially for a console game, because remember, it's a mobile game just on console. So a lot of what you're experiencing is what mobile players are addicted to. Mobile players tend to ruin their lives because they spend too much money on games like this or spend too much time on games like this. I'm not saying don't play Disney Speedstorm. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I did want to make this video because I know a lot of people are upset. A lot of people are sad. Again, they might be stressing out because what they're addicted to, they feel it might shut down. And I'm telling you right now, this would be a first if they shut down this game. And I just don't think it's going to happen. Now, real quick, I also want to touch on the Golden Pass situation. Gameloft is going to do one of these two things. One, give players something so great and so awesome they forget about the issue in the first place and continue to pay and play. This is what they usually do within the past months of playing their game and covering their game for so long since early access. What they'll do is they'll mess up but just give players something so they forget. Or the second choice is they are going to revert the Golden Pass changes but plug the prices elsewhere inside the game. Gameloft is very smart. If they see that you're not going to pay them in one way, they'll kind of implement it in other areas so you don't notice things increasing. You don't notice how much money you're giving them, but it's there. That's the only two choices that's going to happen. Again, Gameloft knows players don't care about the quality of the game, so if one choice about reverting a pass is going to make everyone happy, even though the quality of the game is still really poor, they'll easily do that because, again, they like money. I also wanted to touch base on the article situation. Players feel like the articles hurt Disney Speedstorm. I'm here to tell you it didn't. Players definitely increased. You can see it on Steam. We can't see the console numbers, but they've obviously increased there. And then we also see the increase in my comments. When I see older videos get comments from new players, it goes to show people are still joining the game. People are nosy. They want to see why the game is bad. This is actually really good for Gameloft. As I said in my last video, they are chilling, happy about the publicity that's free. And as far as being sued, I'm pretty sure Gameloft's not going to be sued. There's nothing to really be sued for. This is not Gameloft's first little baby. Gameloft has been through this a bajillion times. They've made so many games. Disney Speedstorm is not some special game that if they take care, Gameloft treats Disney Speedstorm as another Disney game that people will pay for. Gameloft knows if you don't play Disney Speedstorm, you're most likely going to go to another Disney game that they have. They don't care. So again, they've been through this before. No one's going to sue them. And even if they do try, Gameloft, I'm pretty sure already knows what to do because this isn't the first time that it's happened and it's not the first game that it's happened in. It won't be the last game either. So for the most part, Disney Speedstorm is safe. Until next time, you know what I always say. Thank you guys for doing what? Popping often. Will often.